They were in the gas chamber maybe in 20 minutes and finished. So this is what happened to babies that are newborn babies. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for sharing, first of all, today. When did you come to the United States, and how did you get over here?
Very good question. I came to the United States in the middle of 1955 approximately, all the way without a passport. I didn't have a passport, I didn't have a birth certificate. I negotiated for a visa in Rome, and they say they can't talk to me if I don't have a passport and I don't have a birth certificate. They can't talk to me. I says, don't send me back to Stalin or to Hitler. Help me. So go to the one set of them, go to your consul of your country, and they will give you a passport, and they will give you. I tell them, thank you. If I would do what you are telling me to do, I would wind up in Siberia in the next 48 hours. And I didn't care to go to Siberia myself after all of that. So what I told them, you're talking about going to the consul of my country. I says, I do not recognize the country of my country at this time. They got all quiet, and they put it down on paper, and they gave me a visa. I still have those papers. I still have those papers. I saved them. Still have those papers. I'm following you? Yes.
How old were you when you were liberated?
I was 19 when I was liberated. I was 14 when I got in, and I was 19 when I was liberated. Without parents, without home, without a country, without health. I couldn't stand up, I couldn't walk, go one hospital to another hospital, another hospital. I wound up in a Catholic hospital with typhoid fever, and they did the most and the best that they could possibly do to cure us. One nun came one morning, she gave me cognac, French cognac, 3-star. She says, you drink that, you finish, I'll give you another one. I figured, what is she trying to do to me? Trying to me to die happily or to get cured. Well, they didn't have any medication. They didn't have any trained doctors, but they did the best and the most that human beings can possibly do. And they did. And I went back there 50 years later and tell them, thank you for saving my life. And I appreciate that. So that is where comes together. We are brothers and sisters in a Catholic hospital, a nice Jewish boy. They did the best and the most that they could possibly do for me. And I will never forget that.
Is your brother and sister still alive? Is your brother and sister still alive?
No, both of them are deceased. Yes.
Did your brother come to the United States?
Yes, eventually he came. He went illegally to Palestine at that time. The Jewish country was not, the Israeli or the land of Israel was not in our Jewish hand. It was still Palestine. So they went illegally on ships that were not seaworthy. And my brother was on one of those ships, and they were captured, taken to the Isle of Cyprus. They cut off his belt from the backpack. They were treated like animals. They were mistreated. And when the state of Israel was established, he went to Israel and he fought for the land of Israel. He worked on the ship called Altalena. For those that know about Altalena, he worked on those ships. So, and he tells me that his jacket was too small and his pants were too big, but he fought. His shoes didn't match, but he fought. And he fought for the land of Israel. He fought for the country, for the land that belongs to us, and we belong to it. And we have to make sure that we have secure, especially the Jewish people, that we have secure bodies and secure borders in Israel. And because if we would have had secure borders in World War II, our ashes would not be all over Poland or Eastern Europe.
Did you and Estelle have any children?
Was that?
Did you and Estelle have any children?
No. We got married a little bit later, and it was too late to raise a family, so.
Is your brother still alive?
No, he is not. He passed away like 6-8 months ago. And no need for me to tell you, we were very united. Sister, brother, and myself, very united. We would give our hearts in a minute for each other, and we do it, you know. I'm falling asleep.
Have you ever gone back to Auschwitz?
Yes, I've gone back a number of times, a great number of times, especially to Auschwitz, maybe 8 or 10 times on the March of the Living. What they call March of the Living, we take youngsters, students from all over the world, and we go to Poland. We march from Auschwitz to Birkenau, and we spend 1 week in Poland going to those extermination camps, and I do the lecturing there. They want to know what happened here, what is this, what is that, and I try to the best of my knowledge to explain to them of my experience there. And from there we go to Israel, and we have a good time. Dance. We were there for the 50th anniversary. We were dancing all night.
How many languages do you speak?
Not even one. No. Well, a little bit here and there, which is maybe about 8 or 9, but just a little bit, because I was kicked out of school when I was 11 years old. But we did get at home, while we were children, before we even went to school, have private teachers teach us the German language before we even went to school, because at that time, at that place, the German language was very important. And the rest of it you learn. After you get 3 or 4, the 6 or 7 comes easy. And if you have to, you learn quick. If you have to.
Have you ever met any of your captors since that time?
Well, the captures, you mean at that time or after?
After.
No. Well, they all disappeared. I tried to trace them down, like the commander or the big shot of the killing with the Einsatzgruppen in the area in Eastern Europe. I traced him. His name was Krüger, Hauptmann Krüger. Hauptmann is his rank. He committed suicide. And most of those, just like Hitler, they were big shots, but then they committed suicide. They went down. We buried them. And even in the past, all those going to back in the Bible days, those that tampered with us, with the Jewish people, we buried them, and we are here, and we will be here. Am Yisrael Chai, the Jewish nation lives, and we will continue to live. Please forgive me for goofing up a couple of times while I was up there. But my age, you know, can't fool the age. But I survived anyway.